So I'm here with one of the devs of the game Unbeatable. Tell me who you are and what you do for the game.
My name is Rachel Lake. I'm a producer for D-Cell Games as well as the in-house vocal talent and musician as a part of our sound team, all in-house.
That's awesome. Indie teams wear many hats. Is this your first game that you've worked on, or have you worked on many?
It's our first game, but I'll be honest that Unbeatable has taken many forms over the years. We were in Game Maker when we started, and now we're in Unity.
Yeah, many such cases.
Right. This is our 7th MAGFest showing the game.
Wow, that's incredible.
And the evolution of that has been just crazy.
Released at the end of 2025, is that right? Yeah, I think I've been keeping up with it because I've really enjoyed seeing your posts online and everything about like that. So you've been here for 7 MAGFests. What is this? Do you think this is the most fulfilling now that it's actually out and people can get it? What's the different approach for setting up for a game that's already out that people can get as opposed to like, please check it out, wishlist it?
Right. It's special. Yeah. You know, like we've spent so many years with Unbeatable just kind of like as this concept that we're trying to convince people of. Yeah. And now that it's in the world and playable and we're able to sell it, we feel almost relief of like, this is the most people we've had from our team come to MAGFest. There's about, I want to say like 15 of us that came out. Just for MAGFest, when usually it was just our core team.
How big is your development team for Unbeatable?
With all the contract animation, because we don't hire outside studios, it's all in-house. Music team, programmers, producers, directors, we're sitting at around 30 people.
That's a hard number to manage in the indie space. That everyone likes to say Expedition 33 did it with 33 people, but everybody knows they had however many contractors they had to do, not to diminish what they've done. But it's important to remember how many people it takes to bring something like this to life. So if you could have any collaboration with any artist on Unbeatable, maybe not one, like just give me a pie in the sky, who would you want?
Honestly, if you were to ask the sound team, they would probably say The Pillows.
Oh, dude.
Yeah.
I love The Pillows. They're my favorite band. Are one of my favorites. I always describe them to people as Japanese Weezer. That's a great answer. I would love to see that. If The Pillows happen to see this, you should hit up the people at Unbeatable. Have you ever heard of the game Brazilian Drug Dealer 3? I opened a portal to hell in the favela trying to revive Midaya. I need to close it.
No.
Now you have, and you should check it out. I'm going to give you my card. That's one of the games that I publish. I also published a game called Shooty Shooty Robot Invasion, made by Bubby Darkstar, who's, I don't know if you've heard of Subway Midnight. That's his past game. The guy that made Subway Midnight and made Shooty. We're working together as well. I love Unbeatable. I'm super honored to be able to come here and talk to you, and I'm super glad that you've been coming to MAG for all these years. It's finally out. You can show it, and people can come see it, and then they can go home and buy it.
Yeah.
That's fucking awesome, right? Like, that's, yeah.
Hey, if you play it, finish the story mode. Trust me.
Finish the story mode. That's what we got to say. One last question, maybe two. If you were stuck on a desert island and you had 3 things to bring with you, what would you take?
Dental floss. Mm-hmm. Okay, because I read once that if you were stuck on an island, you should take floss and not a toothbrush.
Yeah. Okay.
Probably a DVD player.
Okay.
And what DVDs count as?
What are you gonna hook it up to?
Like you know, remember the old ones with the screen?
Yeah. They're battery operated though. You can watch like 2 movies.
Hold on. Okay. You can't put this question on me. This is serious.
Yeah, I know. Okay, we'll get there.
Dental floss and liquid IV.
I've got like 7 of them in my backpack right now. I've got liquid IV. I've got Airborne because I'm not getting fucking sick at MAGFest for sure. The final question. Smash or pass? Big Bob Pataki from Hey Arnold.
Pass.
You're gonna pass on Big Bob?
No, I'm married, man. I'm married. Sorry.
I really appreciate it. Unbeatable is fucking awesome. I'll keep you posted on when all this is gonna go up. But yeah, I appreciate it. I I am here at the Cyber Lich and the Death Cult of Labor booth. Who am I talking to?
This is Peter Larson Schmidt.
Peter Larson Schmidt. Well, I got to tell you, I've been keeping up with your game for a while, and I really, really like what I see. Any game where you can eat a burger, smoke a joint, and shoot a bunch of demons, I am all for. I am a publisher of boomer shooters, as they call them, so I really, really like what I see here. Can you tell me more about your process? How long you've been working on this game?
Yeah, so we've been working on it for about 2 years now, and process-wise, we're all part-time on this thing still. We're working on it whenever we can, trying to put it together. It's a real passion project, but we take it very, very seriously.
So everything, there's obviously like a 2D aspect, like a big 2D aspect mixed with 3D here. The art style is very bespoke for itself. It has a vibe that is kind of its own. Where do you guys draw inspiration from?
I was an animator for about a decade before I started getting into video games, but I always wanted to, right? And so to some extent, it's just an amalgamation of different places I've worked and different things I wanted to work on. Worked on the last Metalocalypse movie. I've done some other storyboards for Adult Swim shows. I've done a bunch of ads before, but a lot of it just draws connection from that Adult Swim, Super Jail, Metalocalypse kind of space, and we want the game to feel like you're playing an Adult Swim cartoon while also playing Doom.
I get called an Adult Swim video game publisher, which is like exactly what I want. 2 years of work on this so far is fucking awesome. When are you trying to have a playable version for the public?
That's a good question. I'm hoping in the next 6 months is what we hope for. Like, what we're probably going to do is, if you join our Discord, we source playtesters through there, and we're probably going to have a more public, private demo on the Discord that's accessible through there. It's hard to say exactly. We're trying to aim for that vertical slice demo right now, and there's a lot of things in the story mode we want to work out, but we're closer every day. I'm hesitant to give an exact time, but I hope for 6 months, you know?
I got you. Who are like the other parts of this team? Because obviously you're a big part of the art. Like, would you say you're like the art director for this? Yeah. Who's on like the programming end of this? Like, where does that happen?
So if we turn that camera around, I don't know if we want to, there's two people talking. So that's on the right, that's Hacho, and on the left, that's Eric. Eric is the lead coder. Hacho on the right does 3D, does level design.
Fuck yeah.
Not here is Sam, who's doing sound effects and does marketing for us. And then for who I founded the game with, Clipper does a little bit of programming, does a little bit of music, does a little bit of marketing, so it's kind of all over the place.
What are you playing right now? Do you play a lot of video games, or do you?
It comes and goes. I really love Fear and Hunger. I really love Helldivers 2. Played Perfect Tides earlier. I guess it was last year now. That's a point-and-click adventure game by Meredith Grant. I loved that.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of all over the map, but yeah, I don't know. I can play a lot of things.
Where do you see the future of games?
Damn, I see the future of games as indie. I think that's the future of almost all art, to be honest. I'm an animator by trade, and to some extent, I think that the studio structure is crumbling, and that's really bad as a transitional period for the people that have banked on that industry. But I think it'll be good for art in the long run. It'll be good for artists in the long run. I really believe that in my heart, and I feel the same thing about indie games.
Yeah, something I said a couple years ago is we're going to get to the point where we're going to start putting a label on not just games, but games might be one of the first things because of how deep into tech they are. There's going to be like an artisanal label. There's going to be a label for games that are completely made by people, which is a fucking insane thing to think of.
100%.
Like 10 years ago, that wasn't even, not even 10, like 5 years ago, that was barely even a possibility. But now I think, that I think is the future. There will be slop, and there will be slop made by people, and the slop made by people is always going to be better. Artisanal experiences is what we need to focus on.
I'm inspired to be slop made by people. There's no AI anywhere in this.
So if you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
I would bring Quest for Glory 4. I would probably bring Fear and Hunger 2. Probably. I think I'd like one more, but Terminus has got more in it.
Yeah.
Like, honestly. I'm a medieval head, what can I say? And then I would bring one of the leather hardcovers of Berserk.
We could eat the cover after a while,
You eat the cover and you just have the pages. Yeah. I don't know which volume I would bring, but if I could bring the whole thing, I would bring the whole thing.
Cool. All right, man. I really appreciate it. I have one more question for you. Smash or pass Lois Griffin?
Oh, interesting. I think, it depends on which one. I think pass generally, but every now and then she's like really evil and it's fucking awesome and it's cool. But mostly no. Season 1, 2, and 3, hard pass, easy pass. But as we go further and further and she becomes more evil, I think later season Lois is absolutely smash. But I don't know if that's that's the lowest people have in their head, so it's
Sure.
like dangerous to say.
No, that's fair. I think that's a great answer. You answered that perfectly.
Cyberlition: The Death Cult of Labor is a 2.5D boomer shooter about a meat-headed barbarian. Think like Conan the Barbarian, but instead of going down into a dungeon, you're climbing up a cyberpunk corporate office tower to kill an evil sorcerer who is also your boss.
Fuck yeah. That sounds great. That sounds great. True to life. Thanks for the interview, Peter. I really appreciate your time. Hello, I'm here with some of the devs for Kingdoms of the Dump. It is a classic style RPG, from what I understand, and I'm going to shut up and let the devs talk about their own game now. Tell me who you are and tell me about Kingdoms of the Dump.
I'm Roach from Roach Games. Kingdoms of the Dump is made by janitors, for janitors, also everyone else. I'm a real-life custodian for 13 years, so is my writing partner. We've been working on this game for a long time, and we drew from our real-life experience of trash. It's not just a gimmick.
Yeah, no, I love that, dude. That's
It's
awesome.
real life.
Art imitates life. Life imitates art. And the best art is usually from people that have some kind of lived experience and then parody their art in a creative way.
Always try to draw some inspiration from whatever you're doing. So, like, that's how we came up with the character Dustin Binsley, the Trash Can Knight. And he's going through the lands of Phil, which is a whole universe of garbage factions. There's no humans in the world, so it's a better world.
Yeah, of course.
It's a full 25-plus hour JRPG, the older style like Chrono Trigger, Mario RPG, stuff like that.
Is it like all turn-based, or is there like some of the real-time, like the old Chrono Trigger stuff?
It's all turn-based, straight up turn-based. We have a little bit of a tile board situation where you can like position the characters. The other thing is complete free-form jumping. You can completely platform around. Like you can get on top of every tree, every house, every pile of garbage.
Yeah, so are you guys trying to port to what is happening? They got a fucking Chaos Emerald. All right. Sorry, I love Sonic the Hedgehog. So can you tell me a little bit more about some of the tech and the art that went into this? You draw inspiration from real life, but like what other pieces of art do you draw inspiration from?
Well, obviously the old classic Super Nintendo RPGs, but also like I was an RPG Maker kid, so I grew up playing all the weirdo RPG Maker games, and like that stuff is really what inspired me. So there's plenty of that in there.
Yeah, you kind of took it and added it to its own like visual style. It's got this like level of polish to it that I think is it's really impressive, honestly. Where do you see the games industry going like in the next 5 years?
Oh wow, yeah, that's above my pay grade. I have no idea. We've had our heads in the trash for 10 years working on this game. I finally took the plunge, quit my janitor job last year to finish this.
It's worked out. I'm so far. That's awesome. Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Are you guys working on console ports?
Nothing official announced yet. We're definitely interested in that, but we've just been focused on our Steam release. We got a super small team.
That's fucking awesome, man. So if you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
My dustpan, my broom, and my mop.
Fuck yeah. A simple answer, very good answer, practical, I like it. Smash or pass? Marlin from Finding Nemo.
Pass.
I'm gonna pass on them, yeah. That's probably for the best, yeah. It's a good answer. So I'm here at MAGFest Day 2. I'm in the indie room again, and I'm here with, what's your name?
Solid Plasma or Evan, whichever you prefer.
Solid Plasma or Evan, and can you tell me about the game that you developed?
Sure, so Art Attack is an action roguelike, kind of similar to Hades or Binding of Isaac, but the main difference is, well, first of all, it hates Gen AI with a burning passion, and we have a paint-based combat system. So basically you'll go around and you'll paint the floors like I think 24, 25 different colors and mix different paints, and they all have different effects that help you or hurt you in combat and things like that.
That's cool. That's awesome. What are your like major inspirations, not just like for the game itself? Are you inspired by mostly video games for this, or is there other mediums that inspire you?
So I have always been primarily a game-focused individual. I think narratively Hades really inspired this, but it was actually based on it started out as an old prototype I made years ago called A Blob Well Done, which is more of like a touch-based RTS kind of thing. Yeah. And then it just kind of evolved, and I got a team together, and it took on a very anti-Gen AI stance, and it kind of just happened from there.
What about Gen AI makes you want to hate on it so much?
Oh man, where to begin? Besides the environmental impact and like the uncredited art and just theft, big thing is it's going to sound weird, but it robs us of failure and learning. It's just a short.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying. When people say like, "Oh, but it's so good to get this easy stuff done," I'm like, "Well, doing these like repetitive tasks, doing these things that seem monotonous, that's how we develop these grooves in our brain, like literally, like physically develop these things through that. It is a muscle and it needs to be flexed. And using Gen AI, it just eliminates your need for your brain to adapt to do that. As somebody who in the past, we didn't, stuff comes up and you see like, oh, what is this? Like, oh, I can make funny pictures, like, and eventually, I would use it for things and I'd find like, man, my creativity is just fucking gone because I can't even think of what I want to do without asking to do it. So I've ditched it.
It's a shortcut that doesn't really. It's a shortcut that just doesn't really accomplish anything good. You notice all AI art feels soulless. I don't know how.
Oh no, it's because that's the other thing too is why would you want to experience art made by a computer? Because art is something that has to come from your experience. Like art comes from your soul. Like art comes from no matter what it is.
People grossly devalue imperfections and individual. Well, I don't think we devalue individuality, but we devalue expression in individuality in a lot of ways.
Absolutely. I totally agree. Yeah. Is your game on Steam right now, or is there a demo?
You can wishlist it now on Steam at Art Attack. We'll probably have a demo eventually. We're looking for funding or a publisher right now. You can wishlist it on Steam. We have a Patreon, which gives early access to the most recent builds at the $5 tier and up. And you can also just follow that. We might do a Kickstarter down the line. It's really up in the air right now. But yeah, you can support a number of different ways.
If you were on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
Ooh. It's funny because it's also an item in the game, but is a satellite phone an option?
Oh, sure, man. Whatever you want.
Probably a satellite phone. Some rations? Some kind of food? I don't know, an air mattress?
Air mattress?
I'm not cut out for that kind of situation.
I got you, man. Well, very cool. I really, really appreciate the time you take. Check out Art Attack. It's going to be on Steam. You can wishlist it now. Thank you again.
Awesome meeting you.
Yeah, absolutely. Have a great con, man.
You too.
I appreciate you. So I am here with one of the developers for the game Below the Stone. It is MAGFest Day 2. Do you want to tell me about what you're doing here?
Yes, I'm Mike Stroller. I am one of the developers here on Below the Stone. Pixel art roguelike about dwarves on the quest to the deepest depths, where every descent they'll be risking their lives for fortune and fame.
As dwarfs do. As dwarfs do. Yeah, that's awesome, man. What would you say are your major inspirations?
I mean, after hearing the line in Lord of the Rings where they said, the dwarves, they dug too deep, I was like, this, we can make a game out of that.
Sparked your sense of adventure a little bit? Yeah. So inspired by Lord of the Rings, what other video games, what do you really like that inspired you?
I would absolutely say Deep Rock Galactic. I would absolutely say the Stardew Valley Mining, Terraria. If anybody's heard of Enter the Gungeon or Nuclear Throne, this is a mixed match of all those games. Imagine if they all had some crazy wild MAGFest party and then made a baby, and that would be Below the Stone.
They had a Deep Rock Galactic themed orgy. And they made your game.
Yeah, exactly.
Can we wishlist it on Steam yet, or can we buy it on Steam yet? What's going on?
Yes, so we're in early access right now. You can buy it on Steam right now. However, we have an update coming out that 1.0 is going to be sometime this summer. We're going to be releasing the full game Below the Stone this summer.
You heard it here first. This is a No Quarter exclusive. Below the Stone will be in 1.0 this summer. And I have to recommend for you to try to get a Steam daily deal when your 1.0 comes. That's my publisher advice to you. Beg and plead, please, Mr. Gaben, please give us this daily deal because it will help you so much. I will say, as somebody who's experienced what happens with daily deals on Steam, it is so important for indie titles, especially coming out of early access into 1.0. No amount of virality, no amount of moist criticals playing your game will amount to the one-to-one that the success from that will bring you. So I highly recommend.
I mean, it's the end of the sales funnel. It's the end of the sales funnel. So that's where people are buying,
especially in the summer is a good time. Summer and winter are great times for this. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
Are we talking as a game dev or just
to survive, brother?
God.
Or I mean, what do you, or not even to survive, what do you want?
Oh man. Wow. what do I want? It's not even about what I need. It's what I want. Yeah.
3 things, brother.
Oh man, give me my gaming PC. I got a game there. I need some solar panels to power that thing.
Yeah.
And then I don't know. Bring one of my cats. Yeah.
Cool. Good answer. Where do you see the games industry heading in the next 5 years?
There's a lot of weird ebbs and flows happening right now. I'm feeling very optimistic going forward. There's a lot of doomer talk in the whole game industry right now with AI and everything happening.
Yeah.
But really, I think we're starting to see the old guard in the game industry slowly waning, and we're starting to see the indies starting to take a spot. And of course, when the indies take their spot, there is more indies coming out, so there's a lot of competition between those indies. But you're starting to see, like I said, the old guard is waning, all the indies are flooding in, and the market's changing in a lot of ways like that. Yeah.
It's like people don't want to spend $70 or $80 on a video game that they can get from a subscription service.
Yeah.
But whereas here's a game that's $5, $10, $20 even dollars that that can give me some fun. The valuation of games is super interesting to me because have you ever gone to the movies with 1 or 2 people and paid for all of it recently?
I use the movie comparison. I use restaurants.
I use the cup of coffee. I sell games that are either the price of a cup of coffee or a combo meal. That's the idea.
Yeah, and then there's unfortunately there's this sort of weird. Sometimes you get expectations from consumers who go "This was $5. That's too much for this game," and it's that's crazy. They'll look at an indie game and they'll say, "Oh, $10, that's too much." But then look at $80 Mario Kart that just came out again. Yeah, and they're like, "Oh, I gotta get that."
I gotta get the new Call of Duty. The subscription service is just I don't know. The cost of AAA games is fucking insane to make, and then not being able to get money back. I think that's a huge part of it. Anything else you want to say?
For all the indie devs out there in indie land, I would say the future's optimistic. I hear a lot of doomer talk out there. Surround yourself with positive people. Surround yourselves with indie devs like we got around here in MAGFest. I think there's a bright future for the indies.
Hell yeah. That's great to say, man. And finally, smash or pass? Gimli.
Oh, that's a smash.
Fuck yeah, dude. That's what I'm fucking talking about. You heard it here first. MAGFest Day 2, the Indie Developer Hall. And who am I here with today?
I am Programmancer.
Can you tell me about the games that you make?
Yeah, certainly. So I just made AVGN 8-Bit, which came out last year. It's based on the Angry Video Game Nerd. I'm working on the Transylvania Adventure of Simon Quest, which is right here in front of us.
You're primarily programming for those? Is that what you're...
I do programming, I do art. Some instances I'll do music, like I did music for this, but we have other musicians come in and clean it up. That's cool. I try to do everything I can.
The inspirations are worn on the sleeve, right? But is there anything that I may not pick up on as a big influence for you for Simon Quest?
Yeah, so one of my biggest influences, surprisingly, is not Castlevania, the Zelda series, specifically Link's Awakening. I like the way that game's structured, I like the NPCs, I like it has a whole lot of charm, so I try to borrow as much as I can from that sort of style.
Link's Awakening in particular is like a master class in condensed experience with a high level of efficacy. You know what's going to happen when you play it, but everything is so tight. The design is just so tight. It's like an example of, say, like Half-Life Opposing Force, or something it takes the idea of something grander and kind of condenses it into the most the best version. Honestly, I really like Link's Awakening. So that's
all the story beats are super memorable, and locations are memorable. It's just it's really good.
Yeah, it's really good. So is there anything not video game related that inspires your work?
Lots of stuff. For this in particular, there's a lot of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure. There's a lot of anime and stuff too that I like. A lot of old movies.
Give me a top 3 favorite movies.
So I'm always conflicted between Army of Darkness and Evil Dead 2. I like them both probably equally for different reasons. Which doesn't really work out too well because they're sequels, but
very different though.
Kill Bill. It's probably one of my favorite movies of all time.
You shouldn't separate 1 and 2 anyway.
Hook. Gotta have Hook.
Oh man, it's a good classic.
It's just tons of movies. I finally watched The Thing for the first time ever.
Whoa, dude, for real?
Yeah, I skipped it. I missed out on it.
Dude, Reddit hasn't told you a million times that you need to watch The Thing?
I stay away from Reddit like the plague.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. I mean, The Thing is one of the best movies. Not even just horror. I mean, think about I think about this too. without the thing, we wouldn't have Among Us. Yeah. We wouldn't have Lethal Company, probably. We wouldn't have Unfortunate Spacemen, a little deeper of a cut. The same thing goes, one of my favorite movies is Battle Royale, the original Battle Royale. Yeah. It's one of my favorite movies ever made. And as a kid, I was like, wouldn't it be fucking cool if there was like, what if there was like a video game like that? A bunch of people go somewhere and then, it's like the biggest, maybe not anymore. It's waned a little bit in popularity, but it's like one of the biggest genres. Yeah. We have these like cross inspirations and then sometimes they like, people will take those and just make something new out of it. I think it's really beautiful. You did work on the newest, the Angry Video Game Nerd game. How was working with James?
Oh, it was good.
Yeah. Was he like pretty close in on the process? Like how close does he get to the hot dogs?
We would talk to him, to the hot dogs. Yeah. We would talk to him quite a bit, shoot him just concepts and stuff that we're working on. Yeah. And then we had a lot of we worked with Mike Matei a lot as well, so he had a lot of input. So it kind of changed the course of the development because it started off as an NES project. And then the version I worked on was like the PC and console version, so it deviates a little bit.
It would run on the NES, like a cartridge that would run on like an original NES.
Yeah, we actually have the NES version over there at the MAGFest Studios booth as well, so people can check out the differences since the PC version is already out.
Yeah, it's really, really fucking cool, man. I love to hear that. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
Hot dog, condoms, and lube, but not for the reasons you think.
Okay.
I would probably eat the hot dogs. Condoms are good to keep things dry, so you can put like stuff in there if you need to send a message. The lube is just because you get really dry on like a desert island.
I mean, do you have to do lube? Should it be lotion?
Listen, when you're buying these things, you have to bring a little joy to people's lives, and when they're ringing you up, they have to see it and smile. At least on the island, I would know that I made something.
When you go to the store and buy cat food and condoms, you usually use cash, right? Like that's it's a cash transaction for sure. Fuck. Smash or pass Dracula from Bela Lugosi's Dracula.
Oh, yeah, that's a big smash. That's
a big smash for Bela Lugosi. What about the one from like Castlevania? He'd be a little rougher, I think.
No, he loves his wife a lot. I can't do that.
That's true. Yeah, you'd ended up in some like hell situation with that.
I just don't. I don't want to wreck his marriage. It's already been ruined a little bit with people.
That was fucking awesome, man. That was good.
Great, thanks,
man. I'll see you around. Have a good con.
Sounds good.
All right, I'm here again, MAGFest Day 3, and who am I talking to right now?
Sam Eng.
Can you tell me a little bit about what you do and your game?
Yeah, so I do some art and code and skate around a little bit. Here I'm showing Skate Story, which just came out, and I made that game.
And Skate Story, I've seen so much about it because people just really fucking love this game. I think it's like the yearning for another Tony Hawk Pro Skater kind of experience, but you've really you've put such an interesting artistic spin on it. Can you kind of talk about some of your inspirations?
I would pitch the game as a Tony Hawk's Dark Souls journey.
Yeah, dude, that's so cool. Are you mostly influenced by other games, or are there other pieces of media? When you were digging into this, were you watching old skate videos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm honestly influenced by almost everything I see and interact with. A lot of different media forms. Yeah. One of my favorite skate videos is Adidas video called One Stop.
One Stop. Okay.
Yeah, where he's just Miles Silvas is just skating from one stop in LA to another subway stop in one uncut line. So that was a big inspiration.
Wow. You're a bigger fan of street skate style, I would imagine. I mean, it's yeah, of course. I feel like most people kind of do. If you could have one pro skater play your game and give you feedback on it, who would it be?
I mean, I would have to say Tony Hawk.
Tony, of course, man.
Because, I mean, I've heard he has a pretty good video game out there somewhere, like a skateboarding video game. Yeah. So I'd love him to get his feedback.
Yeah, he knows his shit a little bit. I'd love to see Rodney Mullen play this game and give how he feels about it. His street style to me, it's old school shit. I loved it so much. How long did it take you to make Skate Story? I've seen stuff about this game at least for a year or two at this point.
6 years.
6 years. That's fucking amazing. So are you on consoles as well?
That's right.
Oh yeah, so you can get it anywhere, any console that you want. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
My passport.
That's good. That's a first one for that. That's awesome.
First and last month's rent. I guess what are those volleyballs? Those are pretty
like a Wilson.
Yeah, I got a good
someone to talk to. Yeah, you skate, right?
No, I'm a poser.
You're a poser. That's fine. I don't know. I don't skate, so I am a poser. I love watching skating though, but
You would be both.
yeah. Hell yeah. But if you could do if I right now I was able to like zap the ability into you and you could just rip out whatever you want. Give me like your dream line for you to do.
Okay. A dream line is just a kickflip into backside tail slide, and then I don't know, heel flip out.
Steez, nothing but steez, brother. Hell yeah, buddy. Final question: smash or pass? Phil Margera.
Might have to. I'll think about that one.
You think he's got money, man?
Yeah. Money doesn't solve all problems.
No, it doesn't. Congratulations on your release and the success. I hope nothing but the best for you in the future. And if there's a Skate Story 2 to come out, I'm looking forward to it. If there is one fan of Skate Story, it is me. And if there are no fans of Skate Story, I no longer exist. So I really, really appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. Have a great con. MAGFest Day 3, and who am I talking to right now?
I'm Riggy2K3.
Riggy2K3, what do you do?
I make a game called Deluge. It's like an old school horror JRPG where he plays a skeleton.
Hell yeah. Tell me a little bit about some of your inspirations for Deluge.
I'm a big like RPG maker, so like I love RPG maker games. I love like the weirder the better. I grew up in that scene, so I've always worked in that, and I also make YouTube content about RPG maker and that sort of a thing. So in doing all of that, I've been developing this game Deluge for I would say about 3 years now, and it was started as like a hobby because it's a remake of an older game of mine, and now we're here at MAGFest, so it's a little bit less of a hobby project.
Sure, yeah.
And we're about like 2 months out from development, so sometime in February I'm hoping.
That's awesome, man. PC and Mac, so it could be on Steam, yeah? What influences outside of video games would you say is like what brings about Deluge?
Outside of video games is really good. Honestly, like I love horror. I'm not a big movie guy, but I love horror. I love Halloween. I love the season.
Yeah.
So you kind of find a kinship with people like that.
Yeah, oh yeah.
And so I think in pulling influences, like I'm also a musician, so like kind of just combining all of those things.
Do you like John Carpenter a lot? Like as like a horror fan of music, of course. Yeah, he's a man. So I would say you're not a huge horror movie guy. Surely though, what is the best horror movie?
I have a kind of a weird choice. Mine is House of a Thousand Corpses.
I love that movie.
Yeah.
I know it's really got like some great elements to it. Like it doesn't overstay its welcome. It doesn't take itself too seriously, but it's still got like incredible practical effects and like a good story to it. I would agree. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
My wife.
Yeah.
Is that a thing? Is that
No, I mean you're calling your wife a thing, and you're also subjecting her to be stuck on a desert island with you. So,
that's her problem. That's actually the thing in that situation.
Yeah, it's your choice, man.
Yeah, that's true. Maybe a blanket.
Yeah.
And a desert island, so I would need sunscreen, man.
Dude, I feel you, man. That's a good practical answer. I either get practical answers or like the weirdest shit I've ever heard for that question. What advice would you give to another indie developer who is on the cusp of releasing? That is like such a critical time, right? As you come into your launch, like what's your strategy, and what would you give advice for other indie devs that are about to launch?
Okay, if I've learned anything, dude, always take feedback. It's like when you put out a game, you put out a demo. If somebody says something, write it down, even if it's not something you agree with, because you'll keep looking at it, and if you keep hearing it, you'll know that you have it. Make that change, and then you'll see it. I did too many games in June in Philadelphia, and like all the feedback I took from that, I put into this, and it's showing itself.
Yeah, I think that's so key, and it's something that's so much more readily available now because we have the ability to have so many people play our games before they're like on the market or anything. So we really can like lock in and make it good. Is there any particular method of playtesting that you've utilized, or has it just been like friends at conventions and?
definitely a lot of friends. I have like a group of friends that play test it, but you know, if they played it once, it's hard to get that again. So it's just like, I think that's another good like tip. It's like
For sure.
after you've done your first circle of testers, don't go back to the same ones because they'll just play it the same way.
Yes.
Just find somebody new.
Or they'll go in with what they said before, and it kind of affects. Yeah, having the first time player experience is so fucking critical for understanding. It worked in AAA QA for like 8 years, so it's bread and butter, man. I get it. Yeah, and
that and embracing speedrunners, dude.
Oh, absolutely.
I made an older version of this game, and I had a friend that would speedrun the shit out of it.
Yes.
I optimized all of that. Like, it was just like, make it as quick and fun as possible.
So in QA, I led a team of speedrunners, and I kind of figured out speedrunning as like a utility. Like, there's like an art to it for sure. You know, we were able to platinum the game in 2 hours, and then like smoke tests were like, as opposed to like, oh, does it work? It's like, oh, you can finish it in like 45 minutes. Like, so we, you know, it's the utility that we brought to it was like so critical. So having a group of speedrunners on your game is like, it's better than gold, man.
Yeah, and it's really fun when somebody comes up and expresses an interest in speedrunning, and it's like, okay, well, play the game once, understand how you get the first thing, try it again, because I tried to make everything accessible and interesting. It's hard with a narrative, like on a show floor like this, so it's just like throwing the player in and saying, all right, good luck, have fun.
Word. All right, final question. Okay. Smash or pass? Dr. Satan.
With Smash, man.
Fuck
Life's
yeah,
short.
dude. Yeah, life's short. Do what you love. Thank you so much.
Smash them.
Thank you so much. I'm here in a shower with somebody. Who are you? What's your name?
I am Justin Silverman.
What do you do?
I'm the creative director at Retroware Games.
Is that cool?
Used to be.
You like it?
Yeah, it's fine.
Have you been coming to MAGFest for a while?
Since MAGFest 11, which was 2013.
Yeah. What do you like about MAGFest?
It's fun. Used to be where I get like super wasted and it'd be like a problem, but now it's a good place to like meet people, show off indie games, that sort of thing. Yeah, I love the arcade and various weird panels and stuff. And then, you know, room parties like the one that's behind that door. We kind of locked ourselves in the bathroom here.
Yeah, it's too rowdy out there. We had to come in here and be distinguished gentlemen. What did you bring with you to MAGFest this year?
Oh, like in general?
Yeah.
Well, one, I bring my own shower head and anywhere I go for pressure reasons.
Yeah.
I think it's better, you know, you get like a full wash rather than like what's going on up there. We brought the Transylvania Adventure Simon Quest video game in the MIBS area. Play that. I know you were checking out the booth earlier. Yeah. And behind that door, we're having a hot dog party. We bring a cart and all that stuff and, you know, have our friends and YouTubers. And
so it's not metaphorical.
No. It's a literal sausage party. Yeah.
Yeah, there's sausages. I've had a couple already. They're pretty good. I had some of the hot sauce too. It's very good and very hot. What is MAGFest all about?
You know, MAG is an acronym for music and gaming. Though acronyms shouldn't have "and" in it, so
yeah, that's true.
So it should be like music, anime, and gaming. Well, it might as well be.
It really should be.
There's so much anime junk here. I guess that makes more sense. But yeah, it's just a big party con that's in the Gaylord Resort. We are a bunch of Gaylords right now.
Yeah, it's a pretty cool name for a place.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Tell me a little bit more about your history with MAGFest. How is it different now than it was when you first started coming here?
I mean, it's always been like a non-profit, you know, run by the fans kind of a thing. You know, I've done everything here from just go as an attendee, press, volunteer, department head. I used to run the signage department. I brought arcade machines here, indie games, pretty much like every single thing you could do at the show I've done.
Have you ever played Brazilian Drug Dealer 3? I opened a portal to hell in the favela trying to revive Mid-Aya. I need to close it?
Yes.
What did you think?
It was good. I beat it. I don't know if I'll play it again, but I liked it.
Hell yeah. That's what I like to hear. I don't know if I'll play it again and I liked it is better than I will never play this.
That's
and I
true.
hated it.
Yeah.
So I will, you know, I'll take that. I had a really good time at this MAGFest. It's been a good one. The sausage party happening here is kicking right now. There's people drinking hot dog water. There's people drinking hot sauce. You know, we're having a grand old time here. Justin, if you were stuck on a desert island, what would you take with you?
Well, you.
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah.
2, the hot dog cart.
Yeah.
And 3, hot dogs.
That's a good one.
Anyone else say hot dogs?
No one else said hot dogs specifically. There's been a lot of people saying some kind of food, but hot dogs it's fresh.
Yeah. Anyone say like condoms or anything weird like that?
Actually, someone did say condoms.
Hot dog, Condoms and lube, but not for the reasons you think.
Yeah, probably some weirdo, yeah. Did anyone give you like a serious answer?
There's like two camps of people. It's either the complete like bullshittery or like people really trying to like survive out there, you know? Yeah.
I think if you're out there, you just gotta like deal with it. That's your ticket to get out of society and not deal with this bullshit anymore.
Yeah, it would actually be kind of a blessing. Yeah, it's pretty cool. What games are you playing right now?
I play mostly like Sony slop, a lot of Kojima stuff. I just beat Death Stranding 1 again, and I'm about to play 2 for the first time. I'm really into that. And then I just play a ton of indie games and a lot of retro stuff, especially things, you know, like when you're so busy making games, you generally don't play stuff. So when I do, it's mostly relaxing. And I've always been more of a movie guy anyway, so even though I do the gaming stuff, movies and Kojima slop have always been, you know, more up my alley.
What would you say are your like top 5 favorite movies?
It's tough because it's not like in the quality of the movie, it's just how much I enjoy it.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be quality. It's all about taste, right?
Like I'm a guy with a Mac and Me and Freddy Got Fingered shrine, and
sure.
I really like Star Trek. Starship Troopers is one of my favorite movies. I like the Mad Max films, RoboCop. I'm mostly like action sci-fi.
Like the newer Mad Max, or as well as the older ones? Like, do you kind of rank them like all the same, or like?
Here, look at my neck. I got a Fury Road tattoo here.
Oh shit! Hell yeah, dude. That's dope.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man. Smash or pass? Richter Belmont.
Richter? I guess Smash.
Yeah, that's Smash, dude. Probably. Yeah, he's a good guy. That's good. Thank you so much. Generosity has been excellent. Thank you for allowing me in your home. And yeah, man, it's been a great MAGFest. I really appreciate you taking the time to have a conversation. I don't know if that's this door that people are knocking on. Probably not. But
it's probably getting thrown out.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Yeah.
All right. Hey, yeah. Final hours of MAGFest. Who am I talking to right now?
Hi, I'm Natalie, the dev of Bluma.
Hey, can you kind of tell me about Bluma? What is Bluma?
It is a cozy puzzle platforming adventure. Think Legend of Zelda, but without the combat and just the puzzles and the coziness.
Very cool. What other inspirations would you say you took to create this?
The puzzle design is almost Portal-esque. It's just one main mechanic, and we just see how far we can push that mechanic.
I love that idea, yeah. That's super cool. Who do we got here?
Yeah.
Who's this guy?
This is Bluma. She's a magical chinchilla. She has an electric tail, and she uses that to create her light bow and arrow, which she uses to bloom flowers and create platforms.
What other media inspire you that aren't video games?
Oh, that's a good question. I think the music, although it's from a video game, we took a lot of like Animal Crossing inspiration from that kind of, but a little bit of lo-fi too in there. Otherwise, we just love like cute things. Sure. So yeah, any cute characters in media.
Where do you see the future of the games industry in the next 5 years?
The future of the games industry, I think it's going more and more indie. Yeah. I think as these AAA studios seem pretty bloated and people are getting more and more frustrated, and indies are just putting out the coolest stuff right now.
I tell you what, I've asked a lot of people that same question, and no one has been like, yeah, I think AAAs are going to be like huge in 5 years from now. Nobody said that. It's all been either indies or nothing, which is scary, but hey, it is what it is. What tools are you using to make Bluma?
The main game engine is Unity. We do the music in Logic. The artist, my wife over there, who drew the characters, uses Illustrator, but yeah.
If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
I would take, that's a good question. Some sort of game, because I'm a games person and I need some sort of game to keep me busy, something that I could keep playing at over and over again. I don't know, something practical. I'm a very practical person, maybe like a lighter or something where I can start a fire.
Oh, yeah.
And something cozy and relaxing, like a nice soft blanket.
Who's your favorite green character in media?
Other than you?
Other than me, of course.
Other than you?
I can't accept that right now.
The first 2 that come to mind are Elphaba or Shrek.
Elphaba and Shrek. It's the 2 other people that people think I am when I come through these places. Yes. You guys been to MAGFest before? Have I asked you this yet, or no?
No, this is our first MAGFest. This is our first Steam release, and we love it. We will be back here next year with a new game.
That's awesome. What do you think MAGFest is all about?
I think it is about community, first and foremost, and I think you see that I've been to Comic-Con, and I really liked Comic-Con, but it felt a little bit more corporate, and I feel like MAGFest feels really grassroots, and like everyone's just here to nerd out and love what they love.
Yeah. What's the best cosplay that you've seen Again, besides me, of course.
Yeah, besides you, I saw someone in a full Samus outfit that was like glowing, light up, that was really cool.
Super impressive. If you could make a different kind of game, what kind of game would you make?
I have started my next game, which is a online co-op, almost Overcooked, but you're working a farm and you're also wizards.
It sounds fucking awesome. I can't wait for that. Well, thank you so much. I really appreciate your time. Check out Bluma. Is there anything else you'd like to say?
Check out the game, follow me on social media, and thank you for playing, everyone.
Thanks. Have a great rest of your con. Enjoy. All right. Once again, MAGFest 2026, closing hours, final stand. It's been a great time. Who am I here with right now? Who are you?
Hello, I am Lilith Walther. I'm a game developer and also an animator.
What would you say you're most known for?
I'm probably most known for my demake of Bloodborne for the PS1.
It's incredible work, by the way. I've been following that for years now. I was a big fan of Bloodborne. I love seeing demakes. As a video game publisher myself that works with like a game in the id Tech 2 engine, I really like the demake mindset. Can you tell me a little bit about your inspiration for that process? I mean, it's obviously because you love Bloodborne, right? But what else is there to it?
What specifically inspired me to make a demake was there was an art thread on an old forum that is, I don't think it's active anymore, but people were photoshopping demakes of games, like conceptual screenshots. And I saw that and I wanted to make one, but for real. So that's where that started. That's where that project started.
That's so cool. And how long were you working on the demake?
Demake was 13 months.
Wow, that's actually really impressive. Have you been developing anything else since then, or how is that process still going?
I made a kart racer called Nightmare Kart, which was originally a joke. It was originally Bloodborne Kart, and I was using the same assets from Bloodborne, but for legal reasons, it became Nightmare Kart.
Sure, of course, yes. Understandable. Something I love about video games is just the ability to like iterate and create. Good artists make, great artists steal. There's some saying that's like that, and I think all really great games kind of start as a joke. I think when you're creating and you find yourself like laughing at what you're making, and you really that's the juice, you know, like that's the real stuff. Like, what are some of your favorite games?
In terms of what I'm playing right now, I'm going through the Octopath Traveler series. Big fan of the turn-based JRPGs. Especially back in the day on the PS1, you know, Final Fantasy 7, 8, and 9, all of those good ones. And Octopath is really bringing me back to what those games were like and how they made me feel, and I'm really enjoying it.
Where do you see the games industry going in 5 years from now?
I really hope that the indie scene continues to grow and get bigger and larger and take up more, gets the space in the industry that it deserves.
What would validate that for you? Like, what's something that you think would be like a sign of the times, like changing in that way?
I mean, we've been getting it here and there, but just big breakout, tiny indie games getting super huge. We got plenty of examples. I think the most notable one would be Undertale, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Right. More stuff like that. It is happening. You know,
every year, but then it's like this year there was Peak, there was RV There Yet, there was Megabonk, there's all these, like every year there's more and more and more, and at the same time it seems like in the AAA space there's really like they're making games, but does anybody care? Like, does anybody really like?
Right. Right.
People can see when something's made with passion and care.
That passion makes its way into every aspect of that game's design. And even if you aren't conscious of it, you can just tell by the confidence that the game itself has.
What's your favorite kart racer?
That is a Nightmare Kart.
That is a Nightmare Kart.
I'm gonna go with the easy answer. The one I grew up with, which was Mario Kart 64.
Hell yeah, classic. If you were stuck on a desert island, what 3 things would you take with you?
Oh shit, my hacked 3DS. I mean my regular 3DS.
I mean my absolutely regular Nintendo. It's a regular 3DS, I promise.
My regular 3DS. My drum set to keep me enriched with my music, and a good book. I would have to
think about which book that is.
Think about which book, but I would need a good book.
Who's your favorite drummer?
My favorite drummer. I'm feeling very put on the spot right now, so I'm not gonna be able to give you an answer.
Sure, or one that you really like. Doesn't have to be your number one, but who's coming to mind? When I say that, who's the first one that pops in?
First one that pops up would be, I was just at a concert for the Architects, and the drummer there was kicking fucking ass, and I was really...
Like Architects UK?
They were kicking fucking ass, and seeing them play in real time really inspired me.
Fucking love Architects, by the way, especially like early Grave era and like the here and now too. That shit, I love that shit. And they're still ripping. It's awesome. Well, thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. Check out Nightmare Cart. It's on Steam. Where else is it? Is there anywhere else on Itch?
Steam and Itch.
Steam and Itch. Very cool. Do you have anything else that you want to say, or anything new that you're working on?
Yeah, I'm currently working on the DLC for Nightmare Cart, and I am so excited to finish that. Some of my best work, and I'm ready. I can't wait for y'all to see it.
Hell yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the time. Yeah.